Wait a minute. You're the one in that video. How about we watch it together? I was baffled. If this is some kind of joke, I'm not in the mood. Please just stop. The reality was jarring. The video of me changing in the bathroom was now viral, sparking endless gossip. Wow, Grandma, you're a sensation. That's me, Samantha, and I'm here to recount how I narrowly dodged a crisis, thanks to my mother-in-law, Miranda. She's the unsung hero of our last family getaway, a tradition we've treasured, bridging the gaps carved by our separate, busy lives. These vacations weren't just trips, they were our chance to forge lasting bonds, though we weren't the closest of families. My husband Jordan and I had our reservations. Miranda, with her knack for setting the tone, often made these gatherings a bit daunting. Get ready, everyone. Our family trip is coming up. Miranda's eyes sparkled with anticipation, while Jordan and I exchanged glances, our smiles masking our reluctance. Despite our hesitance, Miranda was determined to keep the tradition alive. Jordan quipped, "I swear she started this tradition just to needle us." We laughed, but his words rang with an uncomfortable truth. These family excursions had become a cocktail of joy, irritation, and entertainment. I confided in Jordan about my trepidation given Miranda's mercurial ways. I hope she'll be different this time, but I can't help feeling wary. I get it, Samantha. We've had our challenges, but let's see this trip as an opportunity for creating positive memories. Let's go into it with optimism and make the best of it. Before embarking on our adventure, there was a crucial task at hand: finding the perfect place to stay. To keep peace and personal space, we decided to stay separately from my mother-in-law, Miranda. We believed having our own retreat would allow us to unwind, reflect, and indulge in our hobbies. We scoured websites for hours, seeking an Airbnb that ticked all our boxes: tranquility, scenic coastal views, and modern amenities. Our diligence paid off when we stumbled upon a place with a sunset view that took our breath away. "Josh, I think I've found our vacation haven," I said with excitement. Sunset Haven was its name, and the photos were stunning. "Show me," Josh said, leaning in. The listing was pricey, but it seemed worth every penny. We booked it, dreaming of sandcastles, seafood feasts, and laughter under the stars. Finally, the departure day arrived. Our car was packed to the brim as we arrived at the Airbnb, a choice that took days of meticulous planning. Miranda arrived and marveled, "This place is stunning. You did well." "Thanks," we replied. "We put a lot of thought into it." Then, Miranda dropped a bombshell. "You know what? I think I'll stay here instead. It's too perfect to pass up." Her tone was familiar, assuming as always. Flustered, we responded, "Mother, you have your own reservation." "Why ours?" She retorted, "This one suits me better. It's luxurious. You'll manage with the other place, won't you?" We were dumbfounded. "Miranda, we chose this Airbnb for ourselves. We've been looking forward to it." Her unexpected decision was a twist we hadn't anticipated. "Mom, could we please stick to the original plan?" I pleaded. Samantha carefully selected this Airbnb for our stay. "It's not fair to change things now." Jordan, Miranda implored, "We're family. I've always said your mother's comfort is a priority." "I'm feeling quite frail lately, and I need a cozy spot to relax." There was no mistaking her knack for swaying her son's emotions. "Jordan, after all I've done for you, can't you grant me this one wish?" Miranda's voice was laced with guilt. "How can you sleep at night, knowing you're denying your mother's wishes?" This tactic was Miranda's specialty, always managing to weave a web of guilt around Jordan. "All right, Mom, we'll switch rooms," Jordan conceded. Miranda's booking was modest, to say the least. We strove for peace, knowing resistance was pointless. Reluctantly, we vacated Sunset Haven and relocated to Miranda's original choice. Entering the room, disappointment washed over us. Miranda had picked the most austere option available, likely knowing we'd end up there. The room was crammed with antiquated furniture, and a musty odor lingered. The bed dipped in the center, the pillows were flat, and the mattresses offered little support. The bathroom, though charmingly vintage, had a finicky faucet and a shower that barely mustered a trickle. It was a stark contrast to our initial booking, and it was clear our stay would be anything but restful. "Honestly, I think my mother-in-law intended for us to end up in this room," I whispered to Jordan. The reviews for this place were dismal. Did she think we wouldn't notice? Our first night was a symphony of creaks and groans from the worn-out mattress. The lack of sleep left us bleary-eyed and on edge. Throughout our stay, we contended with a spotty Wi-Fi connection and the incessant noise from neighboring rooms, shattering any hopes for tranquility. Our initial discomforts paled in comparison to the predicament Miranda would soon encounter. The morning after the unexpected room swap, we were determined to make the most of our family vacation, basking in the coastal serenity, laughter ringing by the shore, toes buried in warm sand, and waves caressing the beach. As we soaked in the joy, Miranda strolled to a beachside kiosk, parched and eager for a drink. "One pineapple mango smoothie, please, and quickly," she requested. "That'll be $5.95, said the cashier. A tense moment unfolded as her card was declined, drawing glances from nearby sunbathers. "Just try it again. There must be some mistake," Miranda insisted. The cashier obliged, but the result was the same. "I'm sorry, your payment hasn't gone through." "Do you have another method?" Miranda, flustered and embarrassed, hurried over to Jordan. "Jordan, could I have a sip of your drink?" "You can get one yourself, Mom. The kiosk is right there," Jordan pointed out, unaware of the situation. Miranda's frustration was palpable. "My card was declined," she admitted. "Is there an issue with your finances, Mom?" Jordan asked, concern creeping into his voice. "We can check on it later." "It's nothing." "The cashier must be new and doesn't know how to handle my card type," Miranda bluffed, masking her mortification. I stayed out of the exchange, but a bystander's curiosity was piqued. "Aren't you the lady from that video?" he asked. Miranda's face drained of color as the stranger's recognition hung heavy in the air. "What video?" "I don't know what you're talking about. If this is some prank, please stop," Miranda stammered, her discomfort evident. "The one of you changing in the bathroom, it's gone viral." "You've become quite the sensation, Grandma," the bystander exclaimed. Miranda and Jordan exchanged fraught glances, the weight of the situation settling in. "Please stop. That's not funny," Jordan interjected, defending his mother. "My mother would never do such a thing." "You're mistaken." "I don't mean to cause trouble, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong," the man said. Though he persisted, "She just looks a lot like the person in the video." "Take a look." Reluctantly, Jordan glanced at the screen, his expression tightening as the video played a figure changing clothes in a restroom. Miranda gasped, recognizing herself, while Jordan, stricken with dismay, averted his eyes, choosing to feign ignorance to spare her further shame. "It's a remarkable resemblance, but that's not her," he insisted. "I assure you, it's just a coincidence," Miranda added quickly, her voice tinged with urgency. "One should be careful before making such claims about a stranger." Jordan's stern gaze warned the onlooker to back off, who muttered an apology and walked away. Back at the Airbnb, we struggled to process the unsettling incident. Jordan, driven by a need to protect, scoured the room for answers. In the bathroom, a misplaced screw caught his eye. A closer look revealed a hidden lens, a camera. "There's a camera hidden there and there," Jordan pointed out, his voice laced with concern. "Someone's been watching us. They might have stolen your card information. That's why your payment was declined." Miranda, already shaken, felt a new surge of panic. How could this happen? My privacy, my life, it's been invaded. It was clear that the situation had taken a toll on Miranda. The discovery of the hidden cameras had left her feeling vulnerable and violated, and now she was relegated to her less than ideal original accommodation. The discomfort of the room only compounded her distress. As she attempted to navigate the old-fashioned kitchen, the lack of utensils and basic ingredients thwarted her efforts to cook. She resigned to reading, but even that proved unenjoyable due to the poor lighting and persistent musty odor. The family vacation, once a source of excitement and unity, had morphed into a source of tension and isolation for Miranda. Her recent ordeal had made her reluctant to venture outside, preferring the confinement of her room to facing the outside world, where the viral video of her had become a source of shame. Meanwhile, Jordan and I prepared for the day's activities. When Miranda realized we were about to leave, she expressed her feelings of abandonment. "Are you really going to leave me here alone?" she lamented. "It feels like everyone's against me." "Mom, we've planned and paid for these activities in advance," Jordan explained, trying to maintain a balance between compassion and firmness. "It would be a waste not to go, and you're more than welcome to join us. We didn't plan to leave you out." "No, you go on. Enjoy yourselves," Miranda replied, her tone a mixture of resignation and self-pity. "I'll just stay here and not ruin your fun." Jordan recognized the guilt trip but decided not to succumb to it. Instead, he chose to address the situation with a gentle but firm response, hoping to encourage his mother to see beyond the current predicament and not let it define the rest of their holiday. Jordan, navigating the delicate situation with his mother, chose to maintain a positive front. He responded with apparent obliviousness to her guilt tripping. "Thanks, Mom. I appreciate your understanding. There's plenty for you to do here, too. After all, there must have been a reason you picked this place initially." So Miranda was left behind as Jordan and I set out to explore. She peered out of the window, perhaps with a tinge of envy, as she saw us embrace the joy and freedom of the vacation she had inadvertently compromised for herself. The solitude in her less-than-ideal room might have provided Miranda with time to contemplate her recent actions. The irony of her situation wasn't lost on us. The very entitlement that had led her to claim our Airbnb had circled back, leaving her in a place of regret and discomfort. As the days wore on, Miranda was caught in a loop of waiting for the vacation to end, her time consumed by phone calls with bank agents to resolve the fraud on her card. The unpleasantness of her accommodations and her self-imposed isolation seemed to dampen her spirits further. Meanwhile, our adventures were filled with the laughter and lightness that vacations are meant to inspire. Miranda's experience was a stark reminder that sometimes confidence can be humbled by circumstances, and that the pursuit of one's own advantage can sometimes lead to unforeseen consequences. The lesson was clear: the grass isn't always greener on the other side, or, as it turned out for Miranda, the other room.